Hello, how are you all? Welcome to your English class. Today I am going to start a new lesson, lesson 11, A Stormy Day, written by Anna Sewell. Anna Sewell was an foreign writer. She had a leg injury at the age of 14 and she lost ability to use her leg and she depended on crutches. Crutches, वो हाथ पकड़ के चलते हैं ना, that is crutches. Okay, so apart from of that, she wrote such beautiful stories, and one of that we are going to read now. Stormy Day. Okay, Stormy Day, by the name you can easily calculate that the story is going to be some thrilling and something interesting, because storm means jhor, and in stormy day if something happens that becomes very interesting. One day late in the autumn, my master had a long journey to go on business. I was put into the dog cart and John went with his master. I was liked to go in the dog cart. 'Twas so light, and the high wheels ran along so pleasantly. There had been a great deal of rain, and now the winds was very high and blew the dry leaves across the road in a shower. We went along merrily till we came to the toll bar and the low wooden bridge. The river banks were rather high, and the bridge, instead of rising, went across just level, so that in the middle, if the river was full, the water would be nearly up to the woodwork and planks. But as there were good substantial rails on each side, people did not mind it. So it's a sorry, general introduction of the story, the beginning of the story, that the narrator is very much interested, keen to ride a dog cart. I mean, a cart which is being pulled by the dogs, and he had always wanted to go in that. And there was a huge rain going on and they were moving, and as because there were tracks on the both of the sides and it was bordered with that, so the water could not cross it. There was a border, something like that, and so that the even if the rain is too much, the water will not cross and flood the area. So people residing nearby area did not mind for that. The man at the gate said the river was rising fast, and he feared it would be a bad night. Many of the meadows were under water, and in one low part of the road the water was halfway up to my knees. The bottom was good, and master drove gently, so 'twas no matter. So the level of the water was rising up as continuously it was raining, and it raised up till my knee, narrator's knee, and many of the meadows were under the water, and one of the low part of the road was also halfway covered. But the master, the master means who was driving the cart, was going very gently and slowly, so I did not bother for that. When we got to the town, of course, I had a good bait, but as the master's business engaged him a long time, we did not start for home till rather late in the afternoon. The wind was then much higher, and I heard the master say to John that he had never been out in such a storm. So I thought, as we went along the skirts of a wood where the great branches were swaying about like twigs, and rushing sound was terrible. Now, they went to the town, they reached the town, and there they started their work. But the narrator had to wait. No other option was there, because master was waiting, and master, when he came out of the work, he said that I had never been in such a huge storm in my whole life. I wish we were well out of this woods. Woods means they went inside a forest to save themselves from the situation. And they said that I believe that the wind will slop down and we shall be able to move forward. Yes, sir, said John. It would be rather awkward if one of these branches came down upon us. How would you feel if suddenly, because of the huge storm, any of the branch will fall on, come down on us means fall on us? The words were scarcely out of his mouth when there was a groan and a crack and a splitting sound, and tearing crashing down among the trees came an oak, torn up by the roots, and it fell right across the road just before us. And he had just stopped his version, and suddenly the incident happened. One of the big oak tree, it splashed out from the place and fell in just in front of the narrator. I will never say I was not frightened, for I was. I stopped still, and I believed I trembled. Of course, I did not turn